Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and we're finally taking a look at Volume 3 of the Blokees Galaxy version mini kits. For those of you who are not familiar, which I find that hard to believe because Blokees is blowing up all over the place, these are very simple model kits, no tools, no paint required, have like a very uniform building scheme. Some of the parts may be very similar to like Lego minifigures or Creo minifigures, and the Galaxy version is based on Generation 1, be it animation, toy, or even comic. Now, believe it or not, this wave they start with the comic, and there's going to be a future wave where they start with the toy. Now, we're starting off taking a look at the Decepticons. Now, keep in mind, these are all blind box, and this is the Asian style of blind boxing, which means the box is sealed, and they're in baggies with no discernible markings of what is what. And we have Bone Crusher, Scavenger, and Soundwave. And Soundwave happens to be the chase version that's done in all metallic paint. Now, you might be wondering why I have latex gloves on. If you remember from when I actually built Soundwave, there is a problem with the paint on Soundwave that it comes off on your hands. So just to handle the figure, I've put gloves on. Now, it's non-toxic, it's not lead paint or anything, but just be mindful. My advice is if you get the Chase Soundwave, either leave it as it is or put gloves on to build it. Keep in mind, the Chase Soundwave is the only version that comes with Laserbeak, one of its minions. There's actually a Shining version with a light-up chest that comes with Laserbeak and Ravage and has a slightly different metallic deco. All of the blocky kits features ball-jointed head, shoulders, wrists, the hands have little ball joints on it, hips, and feet. Waist swivel, no ab crunch, 90-degree bend at the elbow and knee, bicep, and knee swivel. So you do have a fair amount of articulation, just nothing too crazy. Now, taking a look at Soundwave, yep, I mean, I love this. I love this shade of blue. Unfortunately, I think it's got a little dusty, but also from just handling it, some of that paint came off, but very nice. Great deco. I mean, still shines very well. Oh, boy, yeah, it's a little dusty there. I don't know if that made anything better, but very nice in terms of the detail with the figure. Now, these do have, I wouldn't say they're super deformed, but they do have a slightly chibi style look to them. I want to say the cassette door can open. Unfortunately, I probably can't do it with these gloves on. So it's not exactly, like a YOLO Park AMK kit, because these are also a little smaller, and I would say a lot more fun to build, but it's not like a super deformed Gundam. They do have accessories, as you can tell. Very nice. I mean, really, it's just a great-looking figure. So that's Soundwave, and I'm taking a look at the Constructicons here. Now, with Wave 4, we should be finishing up the team. But these two, again, very nice. And what was kind of cool is they did actually match the joints to the proper colors. The purple here, green here. On Scavenger, you do have a movable hook, crane, shovel. I guess, yeah, it's a shovel. And now with these two, there is a little bit extra in terms of the build for the chest and back detail, which I do appreciate, and it does come in at the same price point. Keep in mind, as I said, blockies have been blowing up. These are now available for purchase at Walmart. More on that at the end of the video. But in terms of hands, they do come with 2 fisted hands and 2 splayed hands. And these are the kind of splayed, relaxed hands I kind of like, because you really can pose with them. And I just noticed their guns are similar, which is kind of cool. If you remember the last wave, one of the Constructicons, was it Long Haul, I think, didn't come with a proper blaster, so that was kind of weird. But I think they kind of were trying for something, and they've learned from their mistake. So, Yep, that's about it for these Decepticons. I mean, there's really not much more to show you. And I'll be very honest, right now, I'm actually going to pack Soundwave up just to make sure it doesn't get any more corroded or contaminated. And then we'll come in and take a look at the rest of the set. Okay, and actually, here's two of the figures that I was really excited to get in the set. Bumblebee and Sideswipe. They also included Red Alert, which is clearly, like the original toy, a repaint of the figure. And it's really just a straight repaint. No real differences here. But I do appreciate they did make a point of doing a split paint on the shoulder cannon for Red Alert, because he did have a red missile. The Tampo printing here. By the way, no stickers. Everything you're seeing is Tampo printed. Even here on the torso, which is actually the base part, that would look like the body of a Lego minifigure. So that's cool. But really, these were kind of fun. And if you remember when we took a look at Wave 2, I kind of said that it would be great if they could split. They could have taken, I think, either Inferno or Hoist from there, and then brought it over here and taken out Red Alert or Sideswipe, so you only have one of a mold per case. But I mean, that was just me. Now, taking a look at Bumblebee, Bumblebee is actually a little bit more of an involved figure. First of all, as you can tell, it comes with a blast effect, which is really nice. It's the same kind of blast effect that we've seen previously. It can clip on like that, or with figures like an Ultra Magnus with Optimus Prime's rifle, peg into the front. It also comes with an extra hand that does a thumb up, as well as having a little bit of a wrist communicator here, where he's talking to Spike, and it's looks like Spike is getting all dreamy, like it's his girlfriend or something. I think it's kind of funny. But I do appreciate the fact that obviously they have to be very careful with how close they make Bumblebee look to a Volkswagen, and I think they really nailed it here with the animation look. It really looks like the figure. You do have the curves here on the toe, completely different foot pad there. A lot of these figures, you'll notice, share tooling, they'll share the feet here. That was on Soundwave, that's on Bone Crusher, Scavenger, Ultra Magnus, Slag. So the fact that they put the effort in to do something a little different, I'm curious to see how that's going to get reused down the line. But yeah, really cool figures. Really happy to have them. Again, the main joy of Blockies is the build, because then and then you just pose them, take photos, and stuff like that. And again, I appreciate the fact that they go the extra effort, the extra mile, to include the extra accessories like the hand, the communication screen, the shoulder rifles, as we saw with Soundwave, his shoulder cannon, and that's all at the same price point. And here's our final set of figures. There's nine kits in a case. If you get a sealed case, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a full set. I don't want to say for sure, because they don't say for sure. The only difference being is the chase might be swapped out for the regular version of the figure. For example, I got the Chase Soundwave, so I didn't get the regular version of Soundwave. And here we have Slag in its robot and dinosaur mode, something they've been doing the last couple of ways, which is really cool. And here we have Ultra Magnus, which is credited to being from the IDW universe, which is obviously the white Optimus Prime. And what's kind of cool is, and I appreciate that they did this, instead of just doing the white Optimus Prime, which they did, it's the same parts and tooling. They instead of including the basic Energon axe, they gave us this great two-handed axe, which really looks cool. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I just noticed something. I specifically posed it like this to show off the articulation, but I just noticed. Is that like another peg? Can that hold in like that? Oh, you know what? Nope, it's stretching it. I thought there was another peg so you can grip it. The axe actually comes pre-assembled. It's in a translucent blue with that deco. But it is really cool. And you do see that, with the articulation, the figure can hold the axe, which I do appreciate. So that's kind of cool. And of course, here's the Triceratops. What's really nice about these, I don't know if I've really mentioned the build before when it comes to the Dinobots, is that you do get a lot of the same parts. You're just now able to position them. You get the extra parts to assemble them differently to make the dinosaur. So they can't transform. I mean, because this is like the same head and stuff, the same fin section here. Actually, no, it's not. Oh, excuse me. That's actually a different section, but you do have like a lot of the same joints. The arms here are the same, stuff like that. Obviously, you get the tail now. The torso is used differently. Things combined differently. Blast effect compatible there in the mouth. Although I don't think it wouldn't work with the ones that came with Bumblebee. It would actually work with, I think, something like the fire effect that came with Grimlock. But it's really cool that you can do this. I mean, I don't see them ever doing a transforming kit. I think that would be a little bit out of their purview, and I'm not sure Hasbro would allow it. But here's Slag. It comes with a sword. The other Dinobots, I think, all came with guns. Maybe. I don't remember. It's been a while. I'm old. But yeah, really nice looking. Again, that great articulation, Tampo design. And compared to, say, something like a character like Bumblebee, there is a difference in size. It's just how you build it. I mean, they all share the same parts and stuff. It's just some parts there might be a little extra building and what have you, something a little longer here and there. But I do appreciate that they have figured out a way to do different sizes and what have you. Oh, and let me just mention, the dinosaurs do come with the stand. I just find it easier to display them without the stand. So, yeah, I guess that's about it. We'll pause, and we'll come back with my final thoughts. And of course, here's the hard part, trying to get everybody in one shot. While I was a little off on Volume 2 of the Galaxy version, Volume 3 came back, and it came back hard. This is a great collection. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, Walmart is now carrying these, the Classic class, which are the more involved builds that are this size, but they have light up parts to them and are based on movie designs. I don't think they're doing the Action class, which is those larger figures that we see in Optimus Prime, with Megatron coming soon. And I don't know if they're going to be carrying the Galaxy Defender, which is a half-sized version, which is a little more super deformed, but you're getting figures and vehicles that the figures can ride on. So right now, Walmart's only carrying the Galaxy version. And I think they have waves 1 through 3, depending on where you go, and you can get them online. But here's the problem. As I mentioned, they're not selling sealed cases. There is no way to tell from the individual boxes who you are getting, which means as soon as you buy one, your chances of getting a double when you buy a second one multiply. And it will be very hard to get a proper set without buying a case. So I strongly urge you to go to like their website, blockies.com, bigbadtoystore.com, or even something like AliExpress to get the case at a reasonable price. Amazon does have them listed. And I got to be honest with you, I made a bit of a boo-boo. I pre-ordered Wave 4 and Action Class Optimus Prime from Amazon. Basically because I wanted to buy from Amazon and it was significantly cheaper, even though I had the Galaxy Wave 4 in my pile of loot at Big Bad. I basically canceled that to use the credit to pay for that DLX Sideswipe. Well, unfortunately, the in-stock date and the ship date have come and gone with no mention from Amazon when these will be shipping. Depending on how much longer it'll take, I might just have to find alternate means of getting them if I can. Like I said, it's kind of tough. So for right now, hold back on buying them from Amazon unless it's shipped and sold by Amazon. that has a specific in stock with a specific date. I know there's another company named High Play, which was an importer that was selling these, but they were charging a higher price, and they seem to have their stock of blockies seems to have disappeared. So with that, I don't know, and I was really looking forward to Wave 4. I know there's the Shining versions are out there. There's basically those are the Galaxy versions, a select number, like a select couple kits from that wave, but redone with the glowing chests. So you do have a choice. Now, from this wave, what would I pick to be the best? Well, right off the bat, I got to go with Bumblebee. Bumblebee is one of the core characters of the franchise. Got to go with him. And then got to go with my guy Sideswipe. Really, this was a particularly fun build. Really enjoyed it. Putting it together. It's a great looking figure. Really looks like Sideswipe, that toy animation type of look. So there's that. And unfortunately, it's not here because I had to put it away. But definitely the final, I would say, would be Soundwave. So we'll have Scavenger here stand in for Soundwave. If you get the Chase version, which I've been very lucky, three volumes, 2 of them I got the Chases. I traded for the first one, Optimus Prime. And apparently people are willing to do that. They're not putting on inflated value for the Chase figures. So yeah, hopefully my luck can continue with the Chases. But anyway, if you get that Chase version of Soundwave, if you want to build it, use gloves. If not, I'm sure you can trade for a regular version. Either way, it's a solid figure, great build. The Chase version, though, does come with laser beak, so there's that. And then there's the Shining version, which comes with 2 minions. I haven't gotten the Shining versions yet, but I would say those are probably overall the best versions of the figures that you can get. So that's about it for the review. If you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. While I appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions help to communicate to YouTube through the algorithm that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/ChuckDog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to help me help you bring figures like this to you, as well as keeping the infrastructure of the channel. But as I always say, if you can't afford the $1 a month or $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is just a cherry on top of an already generous sundae. And I really do mean that. So with that being said, for Galaxy version Volume 3 from Blokees, we will see you next time.